Okay, this next song is Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, a song written by Burt Bacharach. I believe that's the pronunciation of his last name. And the version that I sort of based this, what I wrote out on, is by B.J. Thomas. So what actually happened, excuse me, was like 2 weeks ago, I think, at this point, there was a show at a local theater that we have in town, and it was a show of a music show of songs from the 60s. So it was like a sort of 60s review. It was called The 60s Show. And my son was working at the theater, and he called me and said, "Hey, do you think you could round up some drum cymbals and maybe a snare drum? Because the drum set that they rented was delivered, and when they unpacked it, there are no cymbals, and I don't think there's a snare drum." So I said, yeah, I think so. So I gave Nick, my boss, a call here at Band Gig, and I said, "Hey, do you think I can run over there and grab some cymbals? Here's what happened." So I ran over there, grabbed some cymbals, brought them over, and they were able to do the show. But the people were so appreciative at the theater that they said, "Hey, do you and your wife want to come to the show tonight?" So I was like, I guess. I didn't really want to because I played the night before, so I was kind of tired. You know, getting old. Can't stay out late playing all the time anymore. But I knew that my wife wanted to go, so I was like, yeah, sure. So we went, and it was very enjoyable. And one of the songs they did was Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, and I was like, oh. So I thought, okay, you know what? And I pulled out pad of paper and pen that I always have and jotted it down. And my wife saw me do this, like in the dark theater. You know, I'm just kind of like, and she like leaned over and she's like, "I was thinking the exact same thing. This would be a great ukulele lesson." And I'm like, exactly, because the guy plays it on a ukulele. So anyway, here we are, Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head by B.J. Thomas. And we'll just dive into it. There's a few different things. There's a few interesting little bits. And kind of when I dissected the whole song and wrote it all out, it is kind of an odd little tune. But anyway, it's a fun song, and once you get the hang of it, it's really not difficult at all. And we're even going to do the trumpet solo in the middle. So that's fun. So it starts off with F for 2 beats, C for 2 beats, B flat for 1.5 beats. Okay, so what you're going to do, and this took me like a few seconds to kind of go, okay, wait, what is it 1.5? Like, try to figure out. So, and it's easy if you just listen to it. Okay, like, you know, like I've said in the past, like if there's a complicated rhythm, just listen to it. Okay, like if I clap my hands in a rhythm, if I go, I just randomly did that. So then it's very easy to go and copy it again, because you hear it and you can copy it without needing to know the timing and everything. So the B flat, it's 1 and then the C is 2. But yeah, see, now I'm second guessing. Okay, so the intro is. That's the timing of it. So dun, 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 dun. Yeah. So the C comes in on the and after 2. Okay, which then makes the C last on beat 3 and beat 4. So that's 2 beats, but it's on the and after 2. So it's on 3 and 4 and that little half of a beat before. So that's the C is 2.5 and the B is 1.5 because it's 1, 1 and 2 and no 1 and 2. Yeah, 1 and 2 is 3 halves, which, if my math is correct, makes 1.5. So I'm adding fractions. But anyway, again, just listening to the intro. And that's the 2 measures for the intro. Okay, then it starts with, I think, the chorus. I'm not totally sure what to call it. I'm guessing the chorus because it's Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, that kind of a thing. So here I rearranged the F, so I'm playing it as 2, 0, 1, 3 on the A string. Okay, and the reason is because then we're going to play an F major 7 with the 4th fret, and it's kind of a stretch with your pinky, with the 4th fret on the C string. Okay, so originally we had a C in the chord, so we're playing F major chord is FAC. Yes, FAC. So we're playing an F, an A, and a C, and another A. Okay, but then the problem is if I do the F major 7 at the 4th fret there, okay, now we have no C, and an F major 7 is FAC, and then this E, but we have no C. We have 2 A's, which doesn't really help us. So if I do it this way, I have a C at the 3rd fret. Okay, so F, and these are all 4 beats. Okay, so the F major 7 is 2, 0, 1, 2, 4, 1, 0. Okay, then I'm lowering my pinky to the 3rd fret. You could rearrange your fingers and swap them over, but I find it easier just to slide my pinky down, and that then becomes the F7. So F, F7, major 7, F7, then B flat, then A minor 7, which is just the 4 strings open, or in my case, 8 strings open. And that's 2 beats. Then D7, which I'm barring the 2nd fret, and the 3rd fret on the A string. So A minor 7, D7, A minor 7, D7. Then G major 7, G minor 7 is 0, 2, 1, and 1, and that's 2 measures, 8 beats. So the verse now would be so there we are. Then at the end, there's sort of a lone C7 chord. So, yes, C7. And that's the line. So I just did some talking to the sun. So it's G minor 7 prior to that. So it's like, just when you listen to it, it's C7, and then so I just, so the C7 by itself, so I just, and that's right on beat. So, you know, dun, you know, so if I, so I just, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it goes into the verse, which is exactly the same as the chorus. So, see what I'm saying? I'm not exactly sure where the chorus and the verse, what to call them, but we'll call this one the verse. Okay, so it's F. So I did sometimes. Then there's a part that I'm really not sure what to call it, and I Googled the song and everything, and one thing I checked had listed as intro, and then it starts with the chorus, and it has the verse. It has this just still as the verse. So I don't know. So we'll just kind of continue with the verse. So it's a C7, F, C, B flat, C, A minor 7, D7, G minor 7, and then it goes to the C. Instead of the G minor 7 for 2 measures, 4 and 4, it's the G minor 7, just 1 measure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then to the C, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then there's a weird little sort of timing thing, and so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the C is on 1, 1, and then a B flat is on 2, and then the C is on the and after 2, and continues. Okay, and then it repeats. So if I count it really slow, because it's kind of weird, so it's 1, 2, so 1 and 2 and 1 and 3 and should be 1, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So hopefully that makes sense. But again, if you, so obviously I'm here to teach you something. I'm explaining it, but really if you just listen to it, it's easy enough, okay? But it is really nice to understand what's happening too. Just in case you're going, wait a minute, I'm not getting it. You can actually break it down and count it out and play it that way. Okay, so it's, I'll play the C for the 1 measure, and then the little weird part that's repeated. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it goes to the chorus again. So. Oh, that's where it was. There. Then we have the bridge. Yeah, we want to do the F that way. So then we have the bridge, like I said. So C7. Then it goes to the F. So it's C7, 2, 3, 4. Then F, in the slightly different way to play the F. F for 2 beats, F major 7 for 2 beats, G minor 7 for 2 beats, C for 2 beats. Then it goes to F, and that F is the beginning of the trumpet solo. Okay, so the chords under the trumpet solo are just simply C, B flat, C, A minor, and then it continues on to the next part, which is kind of like the ending of something. It's like the ending of the verse, that extra part that I wasn't sure if it was a verse or what to call it or anything. So it's sort of like the ending to that. It's like the last 3 measures, and then the... Okay, but anyway, so we'll get to that. Well, you know what? I just explained it. It's pretty simple. And that's the last vocal part, sort of the quote-unquote trumpet solo, because the trumpet solo continues. So let's take a look at the trumpet solo. Okay, so the trumpet solo is super easy and really slow enough that you can totally follow it. Okay, so it's just simply 0 on the A string, 3rd fret on the A string, 3rd fret on the E string, and then 0, 1, 0 on the A, 3rd, 1st fret on the E, 3rd and 1st on the E, and then the open A, and then the 3rd fret on the E string, and then on the A string, 0, 1, 5, 3. And then it continues, but that's where then the vocals come in. So I would say just go right back to the chords and the vocal bit. Okay, so the trumpet solo is really simple. And it's a bit staccato, so it's not like, you know, and the notes kind of continuing on. It's a little bit short, so it's like... Then the vocals... And then the chorus. And then the C7 at the end is something, you know, whatever the words, you know, but now, I think, something like that. And then the outro is F. So F, F major 7, so 4 beats, 4 beats. The G minor 7 for 4 beats. Then the C, stop on the 1 and hold. And there's kind of like a free time, kind of a retard, a slow down. So it's... So with the F, just 1 strum. And then you go, okay, that was a really nice song. Then all of a sudden, this completely random section comes up. The outro. It is really kind of weird. Well, that was kind of the outro. This is like sort of, I guess I'll call it the extended outro. It's just sort of, what? I don't know what's going on. But it's really simple. It's F. It alternates between F, just a regular F, and A minor. Okay, but here's one of the things where it gets kind of weird. Okay, it's in 4/4 time, and then in 5/4 time. So, or 9/4, I guess. But so the 4/4 time is the F. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the A minor is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So it's... I think I counted that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. But again, listen to it, it's easy enough. And if that isn't weird enough, that like suddenly it's just like, you know, kind of dancey kind of a thing, there's like another trumpet solo that just keeps playing the same thing over and over again. So it's... something like that. I'm trying to like kind of play it and trying to keep the counting the timing, and but I think that's right, timing wise and everything. But it's like a super weird ending. But nonetheless, that's how the song goes. And as far as, you know, it's a super weird ending. It's still a popular song today. Decades and decades late, 50, 60 some odd years later, 60 something years later. So it was a hit. It's a huge hit. So anyway, there we are. Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head by B.J. Thomas, composed by the great Burt Bacharach. And it's fun. It's fun, it's weird, it's interesting, it's a cool little song. And a great little ukulele song too. And you can do the guitar song. And you can do the little trumpet solo in the middle and everything. So